Welcome everyone and good morning. Today we are going to be making tequila cupcakes. It looks pretty simple, straightforward, and we're going to rattle through these today and hopefully they may well look like the finished picture. I think it's the decoration that really makes these. We're going to start off though by, I have looked this up because I'm presuming this is an American recipe, because 1C apparently is a cupful. So I've looked up exactly what it all should be. So I think I should be able to get the quantities right. A couple of things though, obviously lockdown's got a lot easier, but we still can't get a lot of the stuff. Cornstarch, I've looked that up. It said it's similar to baking powder, but 3 tablespoons of baking powder in this plus another 1.5 teaspoons. Seems quite a lot to me, but we're going to give it a go. I'm not sure whether I'll put in 3 full tablespoons, but we'll see how we get on with that. And obviously still no vanilla extract anywhere, but it does seem to be a very straightforward recipe on here. And it does look really pretty at the end with sort of lovely little limes to decorate it and grated limes and things on it. And obviously shots of tequila in it. So here we go. And I'll keep you updated once I've got all these lovely ingredients out and ready to start. So I've now put the ingredients together, most of them. As usual, my butter mountain. As a lot of you know, who know me already, I don't like having to clear up too much mess. So everything's always done on the greaseproof paper in the hope of keeping the scales fairly clean. Got my milk, done the flour, got eggs, lime juice, which I then found in the cupboard. Look at that, Tesco's lime juice. So I really didn't have to do all that. Then I've grated it all off because it said juice. Oh no, it said rind from 1 lime. Well, that didn't seem very much. So I've scraped off all the rind from them and got this much and made a really nice mess everywhere. That's now got me cleared up. So that should all be fine. I've also worked out the new oven heat because I didn't know what 350 was, but it's 175. So I'm going to get that on in a minute. The only thing I haven't done is this stupid cornstarch thing, because 3 tablespoons plus 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I have looked up cornstarch and it says in England the equivalent is baking powder, but really for like 16 ounces of flour, 3 tablespoons of baking powder. So I'm very unsure what to do about that at the moment, so I'm not doing anything about it just now. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So the next thing is I'm going to line the cupcake tins, and because I was doing tequilas and limes, I've got some nice lemon and green ones left, so I'm going to use those. And then all I've got to do now is mix the butter, sugar, eggs, lemon juice. Oh, I must have meant lime juice and I've put lemon juice. Anyway, lemon juice, zest, and obviously haven't got the vanilla. So I'll mix all that together and then we'll have another bit of a catch up from there. I have to say, you know the reason that I am doing this, because seriously, it is so much easier to just go down the local supermarket, isn't it, and buy cakes. But I had wanted to make Paul his special birthday cake this year, which I did manage to do, along with cupcakes, made a 2-tiered cake, obviously with the help of friends, because I need to help with the icing and that. So as the time passes, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I will put the video on of that, because proud moment. It worked. It wasn't how it's supposed to be, but you know, it kind of came out along the lines of how we thought it would be. So that's the whole reason why I'm having a go at this baking lark rather than, you know, just going down the shop. And last week, if you remember, I did the raspberry sort of bake things, like a crumble thing. I have to say, they were really nice. Better with a bit of custard or ice cream, or probably cream, just to give it a bit more sort of a touch. But I could just hear Paul Hollywood saying to me, do you know, Sarah, those raspberries just tart enough to take away the sweetness of the rest of the bake. You know, honestly, he would have been dead proud of me. Right, first egg into my scrambled egg. Go. I'll add the next one. Look what I've just found. This brilliant little conversion chart. And see on there, it says butter sticks. There, it says 2 sticks butter. I didn't know what they were. Brilliant. So look at that. That's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, look, I've cream of butter and that stuff together. Add eggs. Oh, and then I've got to add I better change that to lime juice. Just going to add the lime juice. That's the lime juice. There we go. Lime juice in. And this zest, I might need 2 hands for that, so I'll do that and come back to you. And then, yeah, I had put in bake, but I'd forgotten that obviously I hadn't whisked in the flour and stuff yet. So I'm going to do that. Add the remaining dry ingredients. What does that mean then? Because there's flour, cornstarch, baking powder. I haven't got any other dry ingredients, have I? Add the remaining dry ingredients. Flour, cornstarch. I haven't got any other dry ingredients. Oh, well, anyway, so I'll add in everything we've got there. And while I'm doing that, I'll have a little think about that baking powder issue. But there we go. Take a look at that, folks. You might want to have a look at that. I think that's brilliant. Okay, so that's 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Do I go for 3? I really don't think I'm then going to put in the 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder on top. But should I do 3 tablespoons? Shall I risk it and see what happens? Because, you know, actually it's quite a lot in there, considering I'm only making cupcakes. I mean, I could make probably a bloody great big tequila cake with that. Okay, 1 more. Let's go for it, folks. We're going for 1 more. There we go. First lot ready to go in. And look at all that I've got left. I'm going to be able to make tons of these. Tastes all right. I must say it's a little bit bitter because of the lime. Probably a good thing I didn't add the tequila instead of the milk, because I was going to do that. I was just going to put a lot less milk and add tequila in it. So, but I think I'm probably just going to leave the tequila, you know, to do on the topping now. But so it's okay. It's okay. So we'll give, this is kind of like going to be a trial 6 and we'll see how they come out. Look, they've come out all right. Said about 25 minutes, I think, and I've done them about 19 minutes. Overfilled them a bit though by the look of it, but I'll put them out on the baking tray and then I'll get the next lot in and then I'll start on the icing and I'll be able to decorate those and cover up any little mishaps. Might have to cut some edges off too. Right, I've opened this one up and as you can see, look, it's well, it's kind of like broken apart. So I guess I put in a little bit too much baking powder, I think. So with the next lot that I've got left, because I mean they look nice, they're, you know, overly big. Obviously I didn't take a bite at that one, it's just where it all fell apart. But I think it looks like they are going to fall apart. So I'm thinking I'm just going to add a little touch more flour to this, and then that should, and perhaps a little bit of sugar maybe or something. And I think then that will sort of like overcome that baking powder problem. Maybe they won't be. Well, you know, perhaps they won't fall apart next time. So I'm going to do that now. See, there we go. I've just sprinkled on some extra flour and some extra sugar. And I'm sure that will stop it being, you know, just falling apart. Well, you know, hopefully anyway. Wow, look at these. These are the ones with the extra flour and extra sugar in, and they look much better. And obviously I didn't overfill them this time. So I'll just see how they are once they've cooled down a bit. I did add a bit extra flour actually after I'd videoed it last time. I just thought, oh, I'll just add a bit more on it. Probably about another, I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons maybe. So let's hope that these have come out looking a bit more solid, because this one literally it has just disintegrated, but they kind of look okay. They are falling apart every time I touch them. I think they're a little bit too light and fluffy, so hopefully these are just going to be the perfect cupcake. Okay, so for the topping, there was a sort of little recipe here with a cup of butter, 5 cups of icing sugar, and so I think all that was a lot. Obviously not, of course, for a cup of tequila is not a lot. But one thing my mum did teach me to do was to make a pretty good butter icing. So I've done this myself, made a bit of a mess. I've got a lot of clearing up to do, but just added, I think like 4 ounces of butter. It's quite a lot of butter because I did measure that out. And then I just kept adding the icing sugar and tequila, and now I've whisked it up. I have to say it tastes absolutely delicious. I wish you guys could taste it. But I think the new tequila buttercream is the way to go on anything that I'm making. So adding the flour definitely helped. So here was the first few, and obviously they completely crumbled and fell to pieces. And these were the next lot that I did with more flour and everything. And Look at that, pretty solid in the middle, you know, not flaking apart so much like the others did. So we've still got a few over there that I'm icing, a few there to ice, and there we go, the finished product. And I have to say that tequila icing is really very, very good. So I think that all in all, that looks pretty pretty.